What is Cafe Mocha? Experts, celebrities.
Hey, this is John Legend.
Yours truly, Idris Elba.
This is Fantasia.
I am Ian Levinson.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Tamar Braxton.
Music and features from a woman's perspective. Intriguing conversation. The Swag Award. Espresso. The MC Light Mix. Radio from a woman's perspective.
What flavor are you, baby?
This is Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha. I'm Lonnie Love.
I'm Angelique. Wondering whatever happened to romance.
Well, Kim is joining us to answer that very question and to talk about his CD, Promise to Love. And he's on tour with Uncle Charlie Wilson.
Oh, Cam is up next.
This is Cafe Mocha. I'm Lonnie Love along with Angelique.
On the line, this man's songs want to make you want to go out and find a beau, get married, and do all that stuff.
His CD is called Promise to Love. Kim is on the line.
Kim, we love your music. We love the lyrics. What we want to talk about with you today is whatever happened to romance.
I think romance is alive and well. It just depends on where you look.
Okay, break it down.
So now, where should we be looking?
Okay.
Where should we be looking?
I don't know. The question is, where are you currently looking?
Oh, touche.
Let's go through a process of elimination.
Okay. All right.
Well,
let's start with where not to look.
Okay. Where not to look.
Where not to look. You probably are not gonna find it in the club,
right?
You're probably not gonna find it if you're really, 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 really thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
When we thirsty, we end up making bad choices.
Truth.
That is.
I think that romance starts I think romance starts from the relationship with yourself. And when you're treating yourself a certain way, when you're pampering yourself and being good to yourself, then you're creating an atmosphere to invite somebody else to come in, and partner with you in that way, so it starts, I think everything in life, man, I think it's from the inside out.
Is there extra pressure on you, though? Because you write these, like I said, the lyrics are on point. This is what women want to hear.
Exactly.
When you meet someone and you're dating, is there extra pressure because they expect you to be that guy?
No, I mean, I think that, I'm a romantic at heart. That's where that's the place where those songs come from.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that chivalry is not dead. So I mean, a lot of those things are, for me, are like no-brainers. To get the door when you're getting in and out of the car, to hold the door and let you go in first, to pull your chair out at the table. To cook for you and have candlelight and. Those things are no-brainer for me. I'm a romantic at heart, though, and I think when you ask where romance is, I think technology has also played a part in diminishing, in diluting romance, because now we asking people out through text message.
Right. It's Cafe Mocha. Cam is on the line.
Yes.
The CD's called Promise to Love. When we come back, we're going to delve into that idea.
Yes.
What is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, social media doing to our relationships and the romance?
He's schooling us.
It's Cafe Mocha. It's Cafe Mocha on the line. We love his music.
Yes.
His new CD is called Promise to Love. He's headed out on tour with Charlie Wilson and Joe. Cam is on the line. We're talking about whatever happened to romance. And Cam brought up a good point that texting is kind of just killing the romance a little bit. Let's go further into that, Cam.
I think so. We've become quite comfortable, hiding behind the QWERTY board, behind the QWERTY keyboard, And, so I think something gets lost in translation, when we're communicating with each other that way.
But see,
and putting too much of ourselves out there.
Right.
Like, dude, everything, we don't want to, let me discover something about you.
Tell it.
Now, do you mean that? I know women are definitely guilty of oversharing. Do you feel that men are that way too now because of social media and junk?
To a degree, I think that we all are. We all can become a victim to our own publicity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's funny.
You know, I mean, you really don't know what you're revealing, man. You're having dialogue back and forth with like a whole bunch of people all the time. You have no. I mean, we go back and look over your text, over your timelines, and look at some of the stuff, you know, that we say. You gotta think it out.
But I know yours, Kim, because you are a writer and you're very romantic. So yours probably get the women like going. You need to calm it down a little bit, probably. You have them thinking the wrong thing, and you just being prolific.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I received that.
Now, I don't know that you're a nice guy, except I kind of do know that you're a nice guy.
I saw him at the NAACP after a party. I hosted it, Kim. I was the girl up there dancing, me and the guy. And
you on stage when before that was with Shaka Khan was playing.
Exactly. That was me. I'm the girl. And I saw Kim. You could see Kim. It was about 2,000 people. I could still see Kim. I still could see him because he has a very distinguished look. He was dressed to the max. Mm-hmm. And it's something about that smile that he had. I just had to, I said, there's Kim. There's Kim. So you just have this magnetic, positive, and I'm bringing this up because you're saying you don't know if he's a nice guy or not. You can look at him and tell he's a nice guy.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I heard he was a nice guy.
I know how to act in public.
Tell it.
Uh-oh. It's Cafe Mocha. We're getting back with more Cam. Let's get into some of his good music.
Yes.
More on the way. Baby. It's Cafe Mocha. Cam is on the line. We're talking about romance and, of course, his CD, Promise to Love.
He better promise.
Now, do you think, because we've assessed, we've claimed that you're a nice guy, you're a romantic guy. Do you think that there's still tons of women out there who don't like the nice guy, who like the nice guy, romantic guy shows up and the girls are like, he's corny, blah, blah.
Yeah. I truly believe that. I know women like that. Mm-hmm. I know women like that. I know a woman in particular. We were talking about this not too long ago. A friend of mine. There's this guy that's in her life. Mm-hmm. I know I'm supposed to keep it short, but there's this guy that's in her life, man. He comes over to her house, man, and he'll cut the grass, does the snow, he'll come and start the barbecue, they'll watch TV together, but they're not together, and I always tell him, like, dude, why don't you hook up with my man? You guys, she was like, no, I'm like, I forgot. Yeah, you want a guy who don't take care of his kids, who don't call you back. He looking you right in the face. Gotta do anything, fall on the sword for you. But man, you know what? Man, I go do the same thing.
What I'm noticing out in the dating world now is that people don't court anymore.
Right.
They'll take you to one movie and then the next date is they want you to cook for them.
Or a movie. Shoot, that's watch the DVD.
The Netflix,
Netflix over at their house.
On your account.
Yeah.
You got Netflix, girl?
Right.
Yeah.
So as women, how do we, and I know what you said, we have to pamper ourselves, and then hopefully we'll attract guys who will pamper us. But going out into the world, it's like either you deal with the guy who wants you to come over to cook dinner or you sit there by yourself and watch Netflix. How do we deal with that?
I think when we meet people, man, when we have those first encounters with people, we get a whole lot of information in that first encounter. And the question is like, if you know that if you're getting the signals that this is going a certain way, then maybe there shouldn't be a second date.
Word. Yeah. That's the truth.
You see what, time is short, man. So it's like, you got to get to it, and we spend time because we settle. Mm-hmm. We settle. I think that's that's part of it too, because we don't want to do the work or go through the discomfort of waiting on something that's good.
Right.
We settle for what we got at the moment. I heard something quoted from a movie. It's like you wait for the one you could be happy. Most of the time, happiness is temporary.
Yeah, exactly. You got that right. It's Cafe Mocha. We're on the line with Kim. His new CD is called Promise to Love. We're going to hear more from Kim when we return.
This hour, the discussion continues with R&B singer Cam. We've been asking whatever happened to romance, and we'll find out what else is on his mind. Plus, Dr. Melissa E. Clark is back with 5 healthy tips we should all have. It's coming up right here on Cafe Mocha. It's Cafe Mocha on the line. We've been talking to Kem throughout the show.
Yes.
But before I let you go, Kem, both you and Lonnie are from Detroit. And, you know, Detroit used to be such a thriving place where you could make decent money. And now it's so depressed and people feel hopeless. Both of you guys found a way out of that kind of situation. Any thoughts for people who are stuck back at home in the town that ain't making money no more and are trying to get out and find a new way of life or new way of doing things?
Well, Detroit is still home for me. You know,
Yes.
I haven't left, and you know, it's actually, you know, I think that there was definitely a crisis and depression and repression when the auto industry had to get its legs again. You know, and the Big Three is not what it was. You know, it's not going to return to that. You know, but it's definitely stabilized. And the city is actually, you know, it's actually turning around. You know, and people would say that. You hear people say that for years, but you can actually see evidence, you know, of things turning around. A lot of people are investing. Dan Gilbert is coming and really invests a lot of money downtown. There's people coming from Brooklyn to start working at Highland Park. They got a Whole Foods downtown. They putting the Applebee's today. I just started putting the Applebee's on 8 Mile and Woodward. So, you know, Applebee's comes to the hood. You know, things are looking up. You know, our best days are ahead of us. You know, there's one thing about being beaten down to the ground.
Right.
You know, and that means that there's no way. There's the only way. You know, you can only go up from where we've been. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
We're doing that, and I'm proud to be a Detroiter.
Yeah, me too, Kim. And they don't never get us down.
You know what I'm saying?
We
figure it
elected a
out.
white man. So that let you know we about to get it together.
Oh my goodness, she did not say that. I can't take it. Kem, how do people get in touch with you?
At Music by Kim on all social media platforms. musicbykim.com is my website. You can get the tour dates. You can buy merchandise, CDs, T-shirts. If you hit me up on the social media platforms at Music by Kim, you know, I'm also on there myself, and you know, and hanging out and listening to you all. And I want to know what you're talking about, what you're feeling. So don't hesitate.
All right. The CD is called Promise to Love. He's on tour. He just told you the website. Y'all check him out. Thank you so much, Kim, for coming into Cafe Mocha.
What's being talked about on the street, online, and sister to sister? It's Did Y'all See? On Cafe Mocha.
So, did y'all see Nick Gordon was on Dr. Phil this week, and the whole situation is just terrible. He said that he hated Bobby Brown. He's on there crying and shaking and looking really just cracked and coked out. So my thing is, I don't know why Dr. Phil thought it was a good idea to sit down with Nick Gordon when there's clearly a criminal investigation going on and he's the primary suspect.
I don't know. I mean, if Nick Gordon wanted to talk to me, I would probably talk to him. So I can't blame Dr. Phil for trying to get that scoop, but I can't blame Nick's mother because she didn't show a lick of sense bringing that boy on that show. You know he's a mess. So I feel like just like Dr. Phil was trying to exploit him, she was too.
Well, that's our perspective. For more Did Y'all See, be sure to log on to MadameNoir.com.
That was Did Y'all See with the ladies of Madame Noir on Cafe Mocha. For more, check out CafeMochaRadio.com.
Cafe Mocha. It is Women's History Month. We are focusing on life lessons. Earlier we were talking about romance, but now let's return to the most important life lesson, which is health. Dr. Melissa E. Clark is back with 5 healthy tips that we should all have.
Number 1, nutrition, what we put in our bodies. And I say focus on strategic eating, giving your body those building blocks that are going to keep it healthy. That's a plant-based diet. That's making sure that you get enough fish, so you're getting enough vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids. It's eating the right fats. So focusing on plant-based fats like coconut oil and avocado and olive oil as opposed to the bad fats. Number 2, water. We talked about flushing your body out, 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. We talked about sleep, getting enough sleep, because I say people who don't get enough sleep have dirty minds.
Is that why I act the way I act. Okay. All right.
Well, what happens is when you sleep at night, there's certain parts of your brain that open up and release all the waste products that have been built up in there all day.
Oh.
And if you're not getting enough sleep, that stuff is staying up there and putting your body at risk for all kinds of diseases down the line.
Wow. And then we talked about moving.
Just by having an active lifestyle, not even working out, just an active lifestyle, walking the dog, going to the mall.
Parking in the back when you get to the mall.
There you go, exactly. You can cut your risk of heart attack and stroke by 30%. And then when you add exercise on top of that, you're way ahead of the pack.
Wow. And then the last one is stress.
Managing stress, because when we have stress in our lives and we don't manage it on a day-to-day basis, it's causing our body to not create a healthy body and be able to maintain a healthy body. Certain chemicals are released in our body when we're under stress that shut everything down and put us into fight or flight mode.
Wow.
And so if we're under stress every day and we're not dealing with it, then we're setting ourselves up for disease.
So some way to de-stress is what, like yoga and massages?
Walk. Nice little...
Y'all have it right there. Also meditation and breathing exercises. Just stop and woo-sigh. I mean, people make a joke about it, but
that's real.
It's very real. Meditating, praying, exercising, especially yoga, tai chi, walking, and also volunteering for, people who may have the time to do that on a daily basis. It's been shown that people who volunteer on a regular basis have lower stress levels.
Thank you, Dr. Clark. Great stuff. The book is called Excuse Me, Doctor, I've Got What? And you can find her at Dr. Melissa Clark, Clark with an E.com. On the way, we've got the light mix. The Cafe Mocha Espresso is brought to you by GM's Women's Retail Network. The Soul Man is back, and they kicked off the season with Sherry Shepherd.
There was a scene where I had to twerk, and I'm really, twerking is just, I only rip that out. That's in my arsenal when I really need it, and had to do it, and Cedric was laughing, so he let me twerk way past when they call cut. My thighs are still hurting.
The Soul Man on TV Land Wednesday nights at 10:30. And Bobby Brown's sister, Leola Brown, shares her thoughts on Nick Gordon's appearance on Dr. Phil.
I believe that Nick is manipulating Dr. Phil just like he manipulated my niece, Bobby Christina.
Keisha Cole explains her choice to be celibate.
I think celibacy is important right now for me because I'm trying to stay focused. I want to smile more, and I want to be more into my music, and I want to be more into myself, and I want to just get to know myself better.
I'm Angelique, and that's the Espresso, brought to you by GM Diversity. Drive to succeed.
This is Cafe Mocha, radio from a woman's perspective.
It is Cafe Mocha. This is the Light Mix. Please join us in going back into time. You can sing all the ad-libs, the hook, the verses. Get into it. It is the Light Mix. I love this right here. It's true. Let's go, people. Thank you for joining us. Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha, and that was the MC Light Mix. Yes!
Featuring MC Light.
Wow.
And special thanks to Cam. He is always so good.
Yeah.
Talking about the music, talking about life, talking about, coming up and
everything. I had the honor of meeting him at the NAACP after party, which I hosted. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And he was just a great guy. It was just a great night. So make sure y'all check out his CD, Promise to Love. And thank y'all for tuning in to Cafe Mocha.
At first,
Cafe Mocha is a production of Miles Ahead Broadcasting in partnership with Westwood One. Executive producer Sheila Eldridge. Writer and producer Angelique Perrin. For comments, booking, and more information, visit cafemocharadio.com.